Steve Rosenberg's poignant coverage of life in Russia exemplifies journalism's essential role and journalism at its best in conveying the human cost of authoritarian crackdowns. I know Moscow, I know where he's reporting from. His reporting on the case of Nadezhda Boyanova, a respected 68-year-old pediatrician, now sentenced to 5.5 years in a penal colony because she was denounced by the mother of one of her patients, is a stark portrayal of contemporary Russia's tightening grip on dissent. Boyanova's ordeal began when the mother of a child she treated alleged she made disparaging remarks about Russian servicemen, including the boy's late father who had fought in Ukraine. Despite the absence of any recording, the mere accusation sufficed for her arrest under a draconian law penalizing the spread of false information about the military, and the legislation instituted following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine aims to stifle any whisper of criticism against the state's war narrative. Rosenberg's meticulous observation brings this suppression into sharp focus. Boyanova's image, confined in a glass and metal cage, saying, I don't know what I've done, powerfully echoes scenes reminiscent of Soviet show trials, symbolizing not just one doctor's fate, but the broader repressive machinery emboldened by the conflict. The reaction of her lawyer underscores the shock, even in an era where severe punitive measures are becoming routine. Her dismay at the monstrously harsh sentence reflects the growing unpredictability of judicial outcomes for those considered to challenge the state. Supporters like Alina, who hope to provide Boyanova with a modicum of solace, signify the silent resistance and the solidarity still present in Russian society, even as public dissent becomes perilously rare. The mere attendance, a quiet act of defiance, mirrors the struggle against a government that is reinvigorating its Soviet era's its tactics, the Soviet-era tactics to purge perceived enemies within. Steve Rosenberg is unbelievably brave to contextualize this case within a broader crackdown that extends beyond figures like Boyanova. The imprisonment of researchers and activists under a newly expanded definition of sedition and false information points to a concerted effort to leverage fear as a tool of social control. Rosenberg's reports remind us that war for the Kremlin serves a dual purpose: aggression abroad, repression at home. Just like propaganda that we mistakenly think in this country is about us. How arrogant, how self-obsessed. It's about them. It's about repression at home. The propaganda is about what is fed to that large swathe of the Russian populace. The court's abrupt eviction of journalists before the sentencing epitomizes the regime's attempt to control the narrative, silencing transparency and preserving the spectacle of power unchallenged. The judgment was a blow not only to Boyanova, but to all who watched the gradual erosion of freedom in Russia. Rosenberg's storytelling, steeped in empathy and acute analysis, allows the global audience to grasp the personal tragedies unfolding behind Russia's global posturing. This case, one among many, is a testament to how Russia's war in Ukraine is as much about dominating discourse at home as it is about territorial conquest next door. Rosenberg's work underscores the reality that these acts of repression target individuals. They resonate far beyond, signaling a society's march deeper into the shadows of enforced conformity.